Welcome to Be Now.
Hang on, Don.
Are you ready to go, Faz? There we go. Welcome to Be Now for Tuesday, January the 18th. That was a nice intro, Faz.
Thanks, Don. Oops, made a mistake again. I'm really tired, Don.
Yeah,
Oh,
tell me
it's
about
not
it. From
shovel.
all that shoveling yesterday? Holy smokes, man.
Yeah, my driveway is still like I didn't shovel anything in front of my cars on the driveway.
You don't have a very long driveway, but I mean, I got a little bit longer driveway,
It
but
doesn't matter how
still.
big a driveway you have. Yesterday, that was nuts. Plus the windrows, which we'll talk about. But I got a
Yeah.
video for you, Don.
Now, right off the bat, let's
Yeah,
check it out.
let's go. Here we go.
If you didn't have a machine to help you move the snow, you probably found it a bit
tiring.
A snow day turned into a work day for Carter Trizzolo.
I really wish I was in school right now.
Trizzolo was clearing snow around not just his house, but also doing it
for my neighbors, friends, probably people I even don't know.
that was circulating on social media too, and that was hilarious. It was one of those situations that the kid is like just telling you the way it is. It's like, oh my god.
Well, hopefully he was charging the people he didn't know, right? We were talking about that off camera. I'm not sure what happened, but when's the last time somebody came into your door and offered to shovel your snow?
You know, when I was a kid, my mother used to kick me out the door when there was a snowstorm with a shovel saying, go up and down the street and you can make a few bucks. And that's what we used to do. I've lived in Brampton for I don't know how many years, 30 years, and I've never seen a kid come up to my door and say, hey, can I shovel your walkway for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks? Yesterday was a perfect example. You can have 2 or 3 industrious kids go up and down their street, and if you can't walk away with $200 or $300, man, you're doing something wrong.
Well, and then the timing of the snow was perfect, right? You wake up in the morning, there was snow, so you could have gotten the job in the morning, and then you can go back to the same house and do it again in the afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I shoveled 4 times on mine, plus I had to do it again today, and then the windrows basically, come by when the plow comes by. It was funny when the first time I was running. One of the big things at whenever you had those debates, people were always complaining about, oh, the snow piled up after the plow goes through and I got to clean it out. To this day, on social media, yesterday and today, people were whining and complaining, and they're called the windrows. So when the plow goes by, it piles up against the front of your driveway, and you got to shovel that out to get out. But people are still complaining about that years and years later. It's like it's funny how little things like that are top of people's minds.
Well, and then they forget about it right away, right? So after it's all cleared, until it snows again, it's not a problem.
Oh,
so
people
Karen
are complaining.
is offering her boys to shovel your snow next time.
Oh, beautiful. No problem. Yeah, next time I'll text you and they can come right over. Actually, bring Mike over. I'd like to see him do some work as well.
By the way, Don, there's a seniors reimbursement program for snow shoveling, right? So
yeah, there is actually.
Could you tap into that seniors program?
You got to be over 65, and then you have to have a disability, physical disability.
I don't think you have to have a disability.
Yes, you do. You have to have. I think it's a physical disability or handicapped, right? But you can actually, if it's a corner lot, I think you get more than if it's just a regular thing and it can't be a condominium. But I think it's from $300 to $500. And what you do is you apply for it through the city, you download the form, and then every time you pay someone to clean your walkway and it costs you money, then you just have them, sign it off, do a track sheet, and then you give that to the city, after the winter, and then they'll reimburse you. So that's not a bad program for seniors. But again, I mean, if you don't want a contractor to do that, but if you got young kids down the street and they want to do it, and you say every time it snows, I'll pay you $20, $30. I mean, that's a good deal.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, time for our next video. I shot this one. Here we go.
Okay.
So this is actually in Mississauga.
Yeah, trucks with snow, that's a big problem for a lot of people. That's dangerous.
There's a zoomed in shot for you. Yeah. So, yeah, it's very dangerous. And that actually happened to me once. It wasn't snow, it was a sheet of ice. I was on the 401. My wife and kids were in the car, and the sheet of ice came off the truck, flew in the air, looked like paper, and then smashed right into my windshield. Had to pull over. The windshield was destroyed. And so whenever I see a car, any kind of vehicle, it doesn't have to be a truck, it could be a car as well. And we are expecting rain, I think, or like light rain tomorrow, which is going to put a sheet of ice on top of the snow. So it could be dangerous later in the week.
They should, the Highway Traffic Act, that should be a chargeable offense for truck drivers. I know in Brampton we have a large, logistics hub here, basically in Brampton. We're close to the airport. Over in Europe, if you do that, you're going to get charged big time. And every time a truck leaves the yard, they have a bar that basically is right at the top of the, just about a couple inches above the top of the trailer, and it sweeps all the snow off before they go out. That should be something that all these logistic companies have on a regular basis. Because you're right. I mean, I've been on the 401, the 410, just on a normal road on steels, and that snow flies off into your windshield. That is dangerous. That is a major hazard.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I don't know what Peel Regional Police, if they do something like that, or if that falls under the OPP, but something like that should be addressed. I mean, every winter we see the same thing on a regular basis.
Well, and not only the truck drivers, we don't want to pick on truck drivers, but Mike Dancy shared a video. I don't have it here because he shot it portrait mode. But there was a driver yesterday out early in the morning, didn't clear his windows except for the driver window, got stuck, and then was reversing. It was just ridiculous. And
I saw that video as well. But, the police can charge you if your windows are not clear. If your windows and if you haven't cleared the snow from on top of your vehicle, they can charge you. But I would love to see the stats on how many people actually got charged on that, because I see it on a regular basis. But trucks are dangerous. You got a little bit of snow coming off a car is way different than the amount of snow coming off a truck.
Yeah. I'm not sure what Darshan is referring to there, but yeah, everything we're talking about should be taken up by the city. Yeah. I don't have the time or resources to do that. Do you, Don?
That's a regular thing if you want to go there. But windrows is something that, you got to deal with, but snow on top of trucks, that's dangerous.
Okay. And our final video, is from Breakfast Television. You guys might have seen this as well. So this is a long one. It's about 4 minutes. I'm only going to show a couple minutes, and then we'll talk about it.
There was somebody else who was trending yesterday. It wasn't the snow. It wasn't the people stuck for 8 hours. It was Doug Ford. Go, Sid.
It was Doug Ford. Good morning, Dina. Great to see you.
Good morning, everybody.
I know your car's still buried.
Yeah,
Hopefully
still
it gets
buried.
out soon.
Well, the story.
So Doug Ford went out in Snowmacron yesterday, and not the biggest shovel I've ever seen.
No,
but
it's not the biggest.
I have to say, listen, first off, anyone who helped anyone yesterday, and there were a lot of people that needed help, it was a great thing.
Heroes. Legit.
It was a great thing.
Legit, because nobody wants to be out there longer than they have to be.
True.
So that's truly caring for your neighbor. Yes.
I believe my niece had a similar sized shovel yesterday when she went outside.
Okay.
No, but listen, credit to the premier for helping a few people out. I don't mind that at all, because I'm quarantining here. I couldn't do a damn thing.
Yeah, you can't.
Here's my issue. Yesterday, and I'm going to say this loudly for the people in the back that might have missed it, because there was a lot going on yesterday. Poll numbers for Doug Ford's approval across the province came out. He's at his lowest compared to any other time he's been premier. 30% of people in the province of Ontario, according to Angus Reid, approve of the job he's doing. So on that day, yesterday, a disaster in the city of Toronto and in various parts around it. Doug Ford went out in a car and called a TV station live and FaceTimed while driving in a snowstorm. That's not only dangerous, but I find it ironic considering for months he would avoid questions from the media because he wasn't tech savvy enough and couldn't go on Zoom. I found that to be rich. Then there's videos circulating all over social media yesterday of complete strangers with no mask getting into Premier's car. Did they need help? Yes, they did. No one's wearing a mask. It's like the Amazing Race people jumping in and out of his car. And those videos are circulating like crazy. And on top of it, considering that this Premier's gone MIA for months during the darkest points of this pandemic, the second he called every media outlet for attention on this, we followed him like lemmings, And it was disgusting. He used a disaster in this city and in a large part of this province as a cheap political stunt the day numbers came out which showed he's barely more popular than Kathleen Wynne. And she was hated by the time she left office. I'm offended that he used that for a political stunt. I'm offended that colleagues of mine in this business didn't have enough sense and followed him along for the ride when he barely wants to talk to any of us in the.
All right. Yeah. So you want a little bit longer, but what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's been circulating on social media, and obviously the Doug Ford supporters are going to be with him. The ones against him, to me personally, yeah, he shouldn't have been out doing what he's doing, and it was a publicity stunt. The person that he helped out in the car was basically his director of communications, and it's like, oh, I just happen to have a photographer with me, right?
Yeah.
The one thing I want to say though, I did not see Patrick Brown out helping anybody.
But he was on CP24, so.
Yeah, Patrick, I did not see you out there shoveling any cars, okay? Just to let you know.
Regarding that FaceTime thing, so my daughter said, I heard Doug Ford was FaceTiming from his car. I said, no way. He was probably on the passenger seat. The Premier probably has a driver, right? And then when I saw that, I could not believe it. My daughter just got her license, and we're like, what kind of example is that to set, right?
Yeah, well,
it's such a big problem, and then he's going to go and do that.
Yeah, and it's a major fine, and it's like, oh, look at me, I'm out and about. And I mean, Sid is not wrong. I mean, here he is, he's hiding. He's got the worst attendance rating at Queen's Park. He doesn't show up. If he doesn't want to answer questions, he doesn't answer them. Everything is online, and it's like, in this situation, he's Mr. Superhero.
Yeah.
It's not a good look. It wasn't a good photo op, and it wasn't the time to do that, right? It was.
It reminded me of early in his. I guess this was almost 4 years ago when he just became Premier. He would come into Brampton secretly,
right?
Because he didn't want to meet with the mayor, I guess, right? And then he would run out, and it's like, we would try to cover him, and like somebody would say, "We see Doug Ford," and we'd rush out there, and he'd be gone by the time we got there.
Yeah, I mean, you'd see it, and he would skate at Gage Park and do this and that and everything else. I mean, to me, it's like it was bad all around, right? If you look at anyone with political savvy, and you look at that and say, "Oh, that's a good move. That's a smart move," I think you need to change your political people on the front on that one.
You got anything else to cover today, Don?
Yeah, for garbage day is obviously, delayed one day. So, like my garbage usually gets picked up today, but it's kicked over to tomorrow. So probably, I think through the entire region of Peel, they're just kicking it over one day. So if you missed your garbage, apparently Peel region is saying, just leave it there. It'll get picked up by Friday, whatever.
But, don't put it out. If your garbage day is not today, it makes no sense.
Well, no, obviously not. But I mean,
because the snow trucks they're coming around a second time, kind of cleaning the curbs and stuff. So if you got your garbage bin out there now, a day early, it's just going to cause more chaos.
Well, don't hide it behind a snowbank either. The other thing is when you put it out, make sure that it's out far enough where the trucks can get it, but it's not in the middle of the road, right? We're all dealing with the same situation where you got snowbanks and everything else, but you can leave it in the middle of the driveway. At least the truck can deal with it, right? Just when you're putting it out, just think.
What else you got?
Oh, we're gonna have Nikki Cedrone on to talk about the school messaging over the last couple of days in regards to whether they were open. It was a snow day. It wasn't a snow day, but apparently she couldn't make it. She's such a loser, Anyway, we'll talk about that.
I saw her complaining about, because I think she's the chair of her daughter's school, which is in Dufferin Peel Catholic District School Board. They were closed, but they were open virtually. Peel District School Board was just closed. And that was on yesterday. And today, I'm not sure who was open and virtually, and it was such a disaster, right?
Well, yesterday people were saying, "Oh, the school system is open; they're online," and people were saying, "It's a snow day. I'm not going online with my kid or letting my kid go on." There's Nikki.
Nikki's using some bad language already.
Look at her,
we can't have her on if she's going to continue.
No, that's can't do that. Peel was virtual, okay, but even yesterday, you've got a snow day, right? I mean, which kid is going to go in and do a virtual on a snow day? Like, really? You just cancel it, guys.
Especially if they're out shoveling snow and charging people money, right? There's no way I'd be at school.
Yeah, well, I think they're back to normal tomorrow. I don't have kids, so if I had kids, they'd be working in the mines, basically earning money. They wouldn't be going to school. What is happening tomorrow?
So Michael Giovanni from Boys and Girls Club says, we have no idea what is happening tomorrow. Yeah, so I guess everybody just has to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I don't have kids in school, but if I was a parent and had kids, it's like, you got to plan your day. You got to plan your week. Word on the street. Okay. Now we're taking word on the street rather than from the district school board. Oh,
Michael, by the way, Michael Giovanni, you got to get the kids at the Boys and Girls Club to start a business with shoveling people's snow. And because, you could do it for a year or two and then you kind of grow out of it. And then, there's no system in place. If they can come to the Boys and Girls Club, I think that's a great program.
Well, not only that, but the thing is, during the summertime, you could set up a mowing the lawn as well, right? So that, like the Boys and Girls Club, I mean, that's an opportunity for kids. It shows them entrepreneurial spirit. All you got to do is get a couple of lawnmowers, which probably Home Depot would, or shovels, Home Depot would be willing to supply. There's a tons of kids, and then you set up a whole program, and basically you run it through there, picking up garbage in parks. I mean, there's opportunities for something like that, Michael.
Yeah. And I'm willing to help for something like that too.
Yeah, well, there you go. There's a lot of people that would be willing to help because it's a good, for us. I know you posted online the other day. 2 of our interns for Brampton Focus years ago, they got some great job opportunities. I don't know if you have that slot that you could put up, but
yeah, no, all of over the last 5 years, I'm not sure how many students, probably close to 100 students we've through the Canada Summer Jobs Program, which, by the way, if you're a small business or nonprofit,
they're taking
applications for that close January 25th. So you can get, if you're a nonprofit, you get students, basically you pay them, it's going to be $15 this summer. The government pays 100% of that. And if you're a small business for profit, they'll pay 50% of it. So we've had over 100 students in the last 5 years, and 2 of them showed up at the same time on my LinkedIn's. One is now got promoted at her job at IBM, and another one is a new student at Waterloo who's on co-op and just got a job. And they all, we do references and things like that. So it's a fantastic program. I tweeted that I can't think of a better federal program for young people than this.
And our MPs in Brampton, like there's Camille Cara that helped us, Sonia Sadhu, Ruby Sahota was one of the first ones that actually helped us set up that program as well. So, our MPs have been very helpful in setting up that program. Haral, he's working for the Vancouver Canucks right now. So, all these kids basically, it's mentoring, which is good. We love to do it, and it's like herding cats sometimes. But
and I work with another organization because they were having some challenges with the administration of the program because they weren't set up to do it online. So I had to kind of jump in, and so because of the pandemic, they're still hiring. I think you can't hire any students now, but we still have students employed on a part-time basis. These are high school students that are doing work on weekends and evenings. So, we give them great real world experience, skills that they can use in real world. So it's a phenomenal program, and they help us out too.
Yeah. And, like we learn from them, right? I mean, I don't have any young kids, so some of the stuff that comes out of them, I mean, it's like, yeah, okay, that's a good idea. Plus the technology side, that's something that I'm always amazed at. Haral and what was
Perry.
the other one? Perry. They were 2 of our senior interns for a long time, and some of the stuff they did was pretty good, and we enjoy it. So if you're, like Faz said, if you're a small business, it's an opportunity, right?
And if you are a parent, because I'm not sure too many students are watching that, if you are a parent, definitely get them to contact us. You can send Don an email, don@citystudio.ca. And we'll let you know when the application process opens. We still have to go through our application process and then wait to see how many students we've got allocated. And then we go through our hiring process. But for university students, it's up to 16 weeks. And for high school students, it's 8 weeks. And they get the student minimum wage, which this year it's going up from $14.35 to $15.
Yeah, hopefully we won't have to deal with the pandemic thing going through the summer. I can't see that lasting any longer than it has to, for sure. I think people are fed up with it. The rest of the world is starting to open up. So, summertime, it's great to actually be one-on-one and deal with them. It's been 2 years, so I'm looking forward to, the end of this situation, that's for sure.
Okay, Don, it's 20 minutes. This would be a great time to end. We've never had such a short show.
Absolutely. So, just before I leave, I got on my phone, Peel Regional Police, actually, this is, it's interesting because a lot of people use social media and you run across a lot of trolls on social media. This person was, the Peel Police just charged online harassment. This person out of Woodbridge was harassing this woman for 2 years. 2 years through social media and websites. The Peel Regional Police charged this person today with online harassment. So for all you trolls out there that think you can get away with it, this is a criminal charge, and it's going to go on your record, and it's going to make it difficult for you for a lot of things, going cross-border and everything else. So if you think that you can run an online website or be an online troll and get away with it,
even setting up a fake Twitter account, they can track you down, right?
Yeah,
they can track you down.
Yeah, so that's good news because, there's a lot of trolls out there that think they can get away with it. No, you won't be able to. It's a criminal charge, criminal harassment, and good for the Peel Regional Police for actually starting to crack down on social media. Facebook can't or doesn't. Twitter is the same way, and that's where they should be doing the online censoring, but they don't do it. But good for the Peel Regional Police.
Censoring?
Well, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, it's harassment, online harassment.
Harassment, someone starting up a Nazi front website. Yeah, sorry, you get to close down. I don't care. The freedom of speech, forget it.
All right. So on that note, Don, we'll see everybody tomorrow. Oh,
actually, before we leave,
not tomorrow. Not even next week.
Not next week. Michael Charbon is going to be doing his end of the month interview with Mayor Patrick Brown. That's at 8 o'clock. And if you got any questions that you want to ask the mayor specifically, you can email me at donnacitystudio.ca. I will pass them on to Michael Charbon, and he will not tell the mayor what he's going to ask him, and he never does, right? So we always go cold, but if you want to cover a topic, just email me, and we will get it to Michael Charbon, and he'll ask the mayor.
But so you can also ask it live. The only thing we ask is that you keep it short, just so that, I'll show Michael's statement here, right? That's 3 lines. It's probably as much as we want to put in a question. So you got to keep your question short. Otherwise, we can't put it on the screen. It'll go up to the middle of our face there, right?
We don't want a whole dissertation. Just make it short and sweet, question to the point. Right? If you got a bitch and whine, you can contact the mayor or your councillor directly, and you can spew out a long list, right? But for this program and this thing, it's like, keep it short and sweet. So once again. We will see you in February, again, first Tuesday in February. Next week, like I said, is Michael Charbon and interviews with Patrick Brown. Thank you for joining us. Thanks, Faz.
Bye-bye.